After Elizabeth rejects Darcy's proposal, he does something unexpected. He doesn't argue, he doesn't defend himself, he doesn't try to change her mind. He writes a letter, pages long, detailed, carefully structured.
I have every reason in the world to think ill of you.
And this is your opinion of me?
Every accusation she made against him addressed, in order, with evidence.
To Miss Elizabeth Bennet.
Most people read this as Darcy being unable to express himself in person, too proud, too stiff, too awkward for a real conversation. That's the wrong reading entirely. Let's go back to what just happened. Darcy proposed. Elizabeth didn't just say no, she dismantled him. She accused him of destroying Jane's happiness, of ruining Wickham's life, of being arrogant, selfish, and ungentlemanlike. She told him she would never have accepted him under any circumstances. Darcy is not a man without words. He responds, he pushes back, and the conversation immediately becomes a war. Two people talking over each other, neither one listening, both too angry to hear anything the other is saying. This is the conversation Darcy knows he cannot have again. Not because he lacks confidence, because Elizabeth doesn't have the capacity to hear him right now, and he's smart enough to know it.
I might wonder why, with so little effort at civility, I'm rejected.
And I might wonder why, with so evident a desire to offend and insult me, you chose to tell me that you like me against your will.
So he writes, and here's what the letter does that a conversation never could. First, it controls the pace. Elizabeth can't interrupt a letter. She can't fire back before Darcy finishes his point. Every argument lands completely in the order he intends before she can respond. Second, it forces her to sit with complexity. The Wickham story is long. The Bingley situation is layered. In a face-to-face confrontation, Darcy would never get past the first sentence before Elizabeth cut him off.
Insufferable presumption.
I did not believe her to be indifferent because I wished it.
On paper, she has to read the whole thing. Third, it removes him from the room. Darcy's presence makes Elizabeth defensive. His face, his manner, the power dynamic between them, all of it gets in the way.
Charlotte, how could it be otherwise? Every circumstance confirms it, and Mr. Darcy has boasted to me himself of his resentful, implacable.
The letter strips all of that away. It's just the words and the truth. This isn't weakness. This is Darcy using the only tool that actually works. And Austen shows us exactly why Darcy was right. She doesn't tell us Elizabeth read the letter calmly and changed her mind. She shows us Elizabeth fighting it every step of the way.
There is but one part of my conduct in the affair on which I do not reflect with satisfaction.
Really astonished me.
On this subject, I have nothing more to say and no other apology to offer.
Insufferable.
She read with an eagerness which hardly left her power of comprehension. Then she reads it again and again, each time with different eyes. The first read, pure resistance. She dismisses what she doesn't want to hear and holds on to what confirms what she already believes. The second read, the cracks start.
The situation of your family, though objectionable, was nothing in comparison with the total want of propriety so frequently betrayed by your mother, your younger sisters, and even occasionally.
That will do extremely well, child.
Into the path of other rich men.
The details about Wickham don't line up. The logic about Bingley is harder to dismiss than she wants it to be. By the third read, she grew absolutely ashamed of herself. Of neither Darcy nor Wickham could she think without feeling that she had been blind, partial, prejudiced, absurd. This process, resistant, reluctant, agonizing, took place alone, on paper, over multiple readings. Now, imagine Darcy standing in front of her saying the exact same words. He would never finish a sentence. And this is the part that changes how you read his character. Darcy doesn't write the letter because he's awkward. He writes it because he understands Elizabeth well enough to know what she needs, even when she's at her most hostile toward him. He sees her, her intelligence, her stubbornness, her habit of forming opinions quickly and defending them fiercely. He respects all of it, even the parts that just destroyed him. The letter isn't a defense, it's an act of faith. He's betting that if Elizabeth has the space to think without him in the room, her intelligence will do the rest. He's right. Darcy wrote the letter because he knew that in that moment, Elizabeth was too angry to listen and he was too proud to beg. The letter was the only format where both of them could be exactly who they are, and the truth could still get through. He didn't write it because he couldn't speak. He wrote it because he understood her well enough to know that speaking wouldn't work. And that understanding of who Elizabeth actually is what the whole novel is actually about. Tell me in the comments, do you think Elizabeth would have eventually come around if Darcy had tried to explain everything in person? Or was the letter the only way this story could have worked? This is Monica's Pie. The story's never just the story.